Welcome, best and brightest, to What's Driving Nonprofit Consolidation. My name's Eric Curtis, and I'm excited to walk you through the 5 factors that we see having an impact on why nonprofit organizations are consolidating. And when we say consolidation, we mean things like affiliations, acquisitions, mergers, and partnerships. So let's take a look at the 5. So what's driving consolidation? We're seeing regulation and funding shifts, technology advancements, talent acquisition and costs, business models that are evolving, and then growth strategy due to size, which we'll focus on a little bit more than the others in this video. All right, so let's take a look at regulations and funding shifts. If you're in the healthcare or human services space, healthcare reform and accountable care organizations are definitely changing the landscape and providing reasons for consolidating. As well as in higher ed with colleges and universities, the impending enrollment cliff that's coming in 2026 is causing quite a bit of disruption on the revenue side, as well as the total business model disruption of virtual education. Professional associations, which you may be a member of within your industry, are relooking at how they deliver value, as well as how they diversify services and capabilities. And these are things that are causing disruption within the regulation and funding shifts. Technology advancements is a major one that's causing the pace of consolidation to accelerate. Technology is allowing us unrestricted access geographically. A small organization in a small town can have a global footprint. In addition, it's also changing the way we understand what an industry is. For example, Amazon is 20 to 30 different industries in one technology. So will everything evolve around technology solutions? In addition, technology is affording us the ability to create customized experiences down to a person-centered planning level, which is changing the game for organizations. The third factor that's causing consolidation is talent acquisitions and the cost of that talent. Whether organizations need new skills, whether they're hiring people at a higher cost, or just the need to find the best people, because there are significant vacancies in a lot of the nonprofit sectors. Finding great people can be very difficult, and the resources required to do that is part of the reason that consolidation is happening for this reason. The fourth factor is that business models are evolving. We're creating virtual worlds and virtual services, whether that be peer-to-peer technology solutions, et cetera. This is really structured around innovation. Innovation that's changing the healthcare, the human services, the higher education, and the associations landscape. And the fifth factor, which we'll focus on the most in this video, is growth strategy due to size. Now, when we say size, we mean 2 different things. The size of the actual nonprofit market, or the sectors that these profits are in, and the maturity of those markets, as well as the size of the organization themselves. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. First, just give you a little bit of background. There are many different types of nonprofit organizations under the 501c categorization. The one that you might most be familiar with is the 501c3 charitable organization. And then in addition to that, you might be familiar with the 501c6 professional association. All right, so your colleges and universities, your healthcare systems, your hospitals, your human service agencies, those are the organizations that serve the elderly, the disabled, the veterans, the homeless, the youth at risk, et cetera. Those are all 501c3 charitable organizations. And you may make annual donations to some of these types of organizations. In addition to that, there's also a 501c6. That's a professional association. These are the ones that you might be a member of within the industry that you work. These are the ones that provide education and advocacy for your industry or your sector. These are the 4 major markets that our firm works in, and is where we're getting a lot of our information from, are these 4 sectors, or the trends in these sectors. So let me walk you through a macro view of the size of the nonprofit market. Right. So across the country, there are 1.5 million nonprofits in total. And if we break that down even further, there's just over 1 million 501c3 charitable organizations. So the actual size of the nonprofit space across our country is significant. And what I'd like to do is break that complexity down even smaller, down to a state level, down to a statewide level. So if we look at a state like Massachusetts, which has 33,000 nonprofits, right? Of that 33, about 26,000 are 501c3 organizations. Right? In the state of Massachusetts alone, about 1 in 6 people are employed by a nonprofit. So there are a significant amount of organizations in the state alone. And if we take that and boil it down even further, there's about 6,000 human service organizations in the state of Massachusetts. So 6,000 plus organizations that serve the developmentally disabled, the elderly, veterans, the homeless, the youth at risk, etc. Right? So that is a significant amount of organizations for a state that only has 6.9 million people roughly. So let's look at a nonprofit sector within a state. So nationally, we have 1 million 501c3 organizations. In the state of Massachusetts, we have 6,000 human service 501c3 organizations. Right? That is a lot of complexity in just a very small state. Right? A lot of these organizations are funded by the state. Okay, so now think about managing 6,000 relationships and the challenges that come with the varying different personalities, whether that be the interoperability of systems, the inability to share data, just the actual size of the organization itself leads to a lot of complexity in dealing with the relationship. You know, working with an organization that's $100,000 in size versus one that's $100 million in size is very different, right? These organizations are also competing for funding at the state level, and they're also competing for fundraising or philanthropy dollars. So the market size is significant, and that's putting a lot of pressure on organizations to merge, affiliate, partner, or just consolidate in general. In addition to that, the size of the organizations themselves is contributing to the pace of consolidation. It's a major driving force, right? As a small organization, you might be able to grow organically, but once you reach that $30 to $100 million in size, organic growth may no longer be a viable or feasible solution. You might have to look towards acquisition, mergers, affiliations in order to grow. And that's what we're seeing driving a lot of the pace of consolidation, is around the size of the organizations. They're far more sophisticated, they're far more complex, and they're playing a bigger game. And that's leading to an acceleration in the pace of consolidation. So we hope you enjoyed what's driving nonprofit consolidation, our video. And we hope that you'll look and check out some of our other videos or visit our website at curtisstrategy.com. Thank you.